Hi, I'm California Thorson. I'm a costume tech grad at UT Austin, first year, and I'm from Bemidji, Minnesota. For this project, I did Opal the Owl, and I was inspired by, honestly, Annie, who for her thesis was doing a project concerning feather wings on stage, and she had made this prototype owl, and I thought, that's so cool. I want to do that somehow in my work. So that's how it all came about. The challenge for this project was definitely coming up with how to do the feathers. There was lots of different ideas thrown out, like, do I want to laser cut? Do I just want to, what textiles do I want to use? Do I want to not use textiles? But in the end, I ended up doing hand, with a burning tool, hand cutting out each feather and cutting out these feathers with a variety of textiles, organza and home fabric to create the texture it has today. The sculpt I did for the owl was not too bad, but it was putting it into a pattern that was surprisingly difficult because I thought I knew how to make a ball-shaped mascot head. Turns out I was wrong. That took a couple tries. I got like a little avocado shape at first. I got like other weird things before I figured out how to get that nice ball shape. For the sculpt, I kept it a little simpler because I knew I was definitely going to need more time to figure out how to texturize the outer skin of it. EVA foam assembly turned out to be not as bad as I thought. It was my first time using EVA foam, first time putting it together, cutting it, using it, and I found I rather liked it. Other than the smell of using, we used barge glue to put it together, definitely use a ventilated area. It wasn't too bad, and I was surprised at the variety of shapes you could get using this process of putting together little chunks of EVA foam or bigger chunks. It was very, very cool. Finishings. So lots of trial and error for my owl head. Lots of ideas with how to do the front of it, because I did a barn owl. So for the front, at first I thought, ooh, I'm going to use fabric, like I'm going to use a sateen, I'm going to use a velveteen to create individual feathers to create this look. But then I also wanted to do the same thing with the back feathers, cutting out individual pieces of fabric. So it got too busy. So I ended up using this faux fur, which had more of a feather texture than I thought it would. And then the beak is from Eva foam, but it's covered with a cotton fabric to give it a softer look. I tried just painting it over with like a plastic spray to smooth it out to prep for painting. But I found that with all of the heavy texture, all of the heavy fabrics used, like going for a softer look just brought the whole thing together. So it's covered with a cotton and then painted, adding a little detail with the nostrils with some warbler to give it a little bit more of a dimension. And then the eyes. There is a process to take these plastic discs and dye them black. But I found that covering them, again, with a stretchy fabric gave it a softer, more cohesive look. And then rounding the eyes with a specialty, almost reptilian-like fabric. And then the feathers are just, as I mentioned before, just a multitude of different stuff. A lot of home decor fabrics. You know, they're always so fun, the home decor fabrics. Any chance I can find to use the home decor fabric, which is not often, is fabulous. So a lot of like super stiff specialty things, woven, flat, a little bit of organza, and then all trying to keep it within that autumn brown rough color family. And the dark edges you see on some of them is just the burned edges from cutting them out. The organza I use, and there's only one type of organza, this shimmery, very shimmery fabric here, is very heavy on the top and then slowly disperses in the back. So it gives kind of this, like, adds this brightness with light reflecting off it on the top, and then when you go back behind it, it shadows out and tones down, which is a cool effect. And then underneath is just a little like a tweed style fabric, just brown, so if the feathers ruffle up you don't really notice. And the last thing would probably be this outer edge. which is lined with a little ruffled organza, black organza, and then added some paint to help blend that transition in. But yeah, I think that about covers the process in the making that was hours long and now can be summarized in less than 20 minutes.